Join me on an extraordinary journey of self-discovery as I embark on an epic self-portrait challenge. How's it going, everyone? This is Kevin, and today I want to bring along with me to do some creative self-portraits. So let's jump right into it. So we're here in the rooftop of one of the parking garages near where I live, and we're going to be using these locations to be able to kind of capture 3 self-portraits that I want to get to be able to use as album covers for some single songs that I'm going to be releasing for my music project, The Rise of the Broken. For the first theme that we're going to be using is using a little bit of slow shutter to add a little bit of blurriness. We're going to go ahead and set up over there, take the shots, and then see how the results go. As you know, it's time to get the gear ready. We're rocking with the Sony A7 IV and the Tamron 35-150, connecting to that app so that we can get our self-portraits done and making sure that we're adding a little bit of blur motion with our shot. But here you go. So I'm personally not in love with this location, so we're gonna go find this parking garage on the inside of it to use some of the lights to make it a little bit nicer. So we'll see if that'll be a better option. So on our way to the parking garage that's back there, we actually stumbled upon this little grass field, and it kind of got me the idea that it would be kind of cool to do that shot that I was trying to accomplish out here to maybe make it a little bit different instead of just using the parking garage lights that I was intending to do. See if I can make it a little bit with nature's also distress, whatever, with like the motion blur, and see if it looks cool. So we're gonna attempt that now. Now that we're out here trying to do a little bit of different setup, but trying to achieve the same results with the motion blurriness in the face, but keeping the body still, I wanted to use a little bit more of the surroundings here with the nature, and I wanted to go a little bit deep further, just to add a little bit of different dimensions within the shot. I wasn't really sure what I wanted, so I wanted to get a little bit of options, so I had a little bit up closer, and then I went a little bit deeper and tried not to get bit. Check these out. Ooh, okay, yeah, that looks pretty cool, actually. Nice. Certified BANGER, a banger. Wrap. Well, we got the first concept down, I think. Now to move on to the second one. Welcome to Jurassic Park. So we're gonna be using this little section right here. The next one is gonna be more of an upper kind of shot with, I'm gonna put some bandages over my face just to kind of like, well, it don't make sense for what the song's about, I guess, but we're just gonna go ahead and do that in there. Jurassic Park, if I don't come back and a T-Rex gets me or a Velociraptor, well, it was good knowing you guys. Let's get the settings set up for this first. What of course you're seeing is an optical illusion. I'm definitely doing this whole setup by myself with no extra help because it is a self-portrait that I am definitely doing by myself since I can see everything. Done with that one. Of course, it was definitely a self-portrait. There was no doubt about it. You never know. There's always like a little fairy helping you out when you're doing your photography. Wink, wink. We're gonna go ahead and create the last one and gonna go do that from the comfort of my home because it's getting too hot outside and I don't want to be sweating any longer than I've already had. So let's go create that last one so we can finish up. So we're back in my house and we're gonna be using here in my bedroom, we're gonna be using my light, a little bit of a backdrop, and gonna be taking some self-portraits here with a little bit of a prop that my wife made for me. So that way we can do the final kind of little theme that I'm trying to do for the final shot. And I'm gonna try it in the comfort of my home, which I'm gonna try to use this one little backdrop with it, which is like a black and white kind of style where it's just, you put it up against the wall, should be fine. And then also, if worst case comes to, you know, whatever I have to do, I might use some of that generative AI kind of style fill with Photoshop to see what else we can add to the photo to make it more intriguing. But having a nice little blank background will help it out to do that in case I need to do that. Of course, the setup of every shoot is having to move things around, but trying to figure out what the best lighting setup might be and the correct settings. And this is what I'm doing currently right now, just to ensure that I have everything in camera as best as I can. So I went with a different color top just because I wanted to stand up from what I was wearing earlier, and I also wanted not to keep everything the same, so kind of wanted to change it up a little bit. So we'll see how it turns out, because what I have envisioned in my head is to make everything black and white except whatever's in here in the framing of this will be color, because of like kind of the theme of the song is kind of within fixing yourself and bringing out the better side of you and everything. So everything is theoretically kind of like the black and white, where it's like, you know, not the best, but now the colors are coming out, or you're becoming yourself and going through the right motions.
The beauty of using the Sony app is I get to also ensure that I'm seeing the settings within my camera, and I don't have to go back and forth to avoid, you know, moving around as much as needed. I try to make sure to use without, you know, fog, and then I wanted to go ahead after taking a couple test shots to see how they turned out, if I wanted to add a little bit of the fog, which ended up doing it because I thought it'd be adding a little bit of different diffusion and see if it would turn out better to my liking. So that's one of the main reasons that I like to do kind of trial and errors whenever it comes down to these setups, to ensure that I can have the best outcome for my self-portrait, since I can only do so much. This was a little bonus image because after we used the fog machine, we saw how nice it looked inside our bathroom, and I thought it'd be kind of cool to capture a little bit of those slight leaks to use for a different setup of a self-portrait, because I thought it just looked so nice. And of course I had to pet my dog because he wanted some attention before getting the final shots.
And we're done with the photos, and I even got to get a little bit of an extra shot because honestly I just saw it here when I was in my home, and I saw the little bit of a light streak thanks to the little bit of the fog machine that we used, and I thought it'd be great to just capture one more shot, so I went ahead and did that. Now, I'm curious to know which one was your favorite of the final shots, and what did you think about the process and how the outcome became of what it was? Because honestly, for me, I thought it was a really cool little adventure to do, and bringing you guys along with me to do more of this kind of self-portrait journey, with the minus of the one, you know, help that I got, quote unquote, on one of the shots, but still pretty cool to do a bit of self-portraits, because if you ever want to be creative and have fun and try to test out things but you don't have anybody, doing self-portraits is something that will help you out to stay creative, practice your craft, practice your angles, the lightings, and everything that you can do to ensure that if you ever have people that you want to shoot with, you're out there bringing your A+ game and you feel more confident to bring out the best results that you can. But that's the ultimate thing that it comes down to all these videos that I like to do and bring you guys with me, is so that we're learning together, and I'm showing you as well the things that I might know a little bit more of, and you're in the dire need of information, or maybe you want to be entertained with these videos, and I'm hoping that I'm delivering it to you guys as much as possible, because to me, I truly enjoy making these videos and it's a lot of fun. So if you're liking everything, you know, that subscribe button, the like always helps out and goes a long way, as well as commenting and telling me your thoughts on what you want to see more of, and you know, building that community together, guys, because that's something that I just honestly think is really great that YouTube has afforded to give me, is just getting to communicate with you guys and having fun to create these videos. So I thank you so much always for being, you know, all the way to the end of these videos if you make it this far. So make sure to, you know, say hello if you made it this far, and you know, I just appreciate having you guys here with me. But that's my process to doing some self-portraits. I use my Sony A7 IV with my 35-150 using the Sony app actually, which can be a hit or miss sometimes depending how far away you are, but other than that, I thought it was pretty great to be able to bring that with a trusty dandy tripod, and making sure that I'm able to get those crispy portraits of myself to make sure that I can use them for what I'm trying to do it with this themed photo shoot for, you know, more of an album artwork kind of style for my band, The Rise of the Broken. So if you want to hear some alternative rock, search up The Rise of the Broken on Spotify. But with all that said and done, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure to like and subscribe, share this video with a friend. I'll catch you guys in the next one. See ya.